So should the Philadelphia Eagles help Saquon Barkley break Eric Dickerson's record against the New York Giants? Absolutely not. No. No. The reason being is because the outcome of Sunday's game, it's not going to change anything. You're still the number 2 seed, which is awesome. Your running back, any running back that gets over 1,500 yards in a season, that means you've been a workhorse. Let your workhorse rest. Because if that record was so important, if it was so important, the games that y'all had this year where y'all was blowing people out, y'all sat Saquon down. Why did you sit him down? Oh, so that way he can get some rest and we don't risk any potential injuries, which could cause him to end up becoming unavailable next week as we try to win our number 1 goal, the division. You achieved that. Number 2 seed. All right. Number 2 seed. All right. Don't get any. Only thing better than that is number 1 seed. All right. So you have an even more important game that's coming up in the playoffs. And you want to run him where he has to get, 108 yards to break the record? No, I'm not risking that. I'm not risking that if I'm Philadelphia. The coach for the I'm going to say the 76ers of the Eagles, he mentioned that Smith, he allowed him to break the rookie record, Deshaun Jackson's rookie record on the last game of the season. But I don't recall them being the number 2 seed. I don't recall the Eagles being in a situation where they are actual legit Super Bowl contenders. All right. The Eagles, your expectations are not just to make a deep run in the playoffs. No, your expectations is Super Bowl. That's your expectation, Super Bowl. Another thing, there's no way in hell that the New York Giants, Saquon Barkley's previous team, is going to allow him to get that. Understand that. This is not going to be like the game against Dallas. Because Dallas they had nothing to play for. Absolutely nothing to play for, okay? You put Saquon Barkley out there, you're giving the Giants something to play for. Because the owners and the GM and the coach over there, hey, they gave up on Barkley. They didn't bring Barkley back or whatever, okay? And some people may say, well, it's a mutual parting and all that. Saquon, I understand Saquon really wants to stick it to them, but the best way to stick it to them is, hold up. The best way for Saquon to stick it to them is to go win a damn Super Bowl. Because the Giants, they have plenty of Super Bowls in their trophy case. All right. You can say, hey, you know what? Got a Super Bowl against division rival, my former team. Got a Super Bowl. Got a Super Bowl up there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you something. The owners, if I'm an owner of the New York Giants, I'm gonna tell you something. Saquon Barkley plays. I'm giving my defensive players special incentives to make sure he does not break that record against us. Because if he does, every time they show that in the record books, they're going to say, hey, he broke it against the team that gave up on him. He broke it against the team that drafted him and gave up on him, who didn't believe in him. Then he went to the division rival who believed in him and broke the record against the team that did not believe in him. I'm not trying to be part of that narrative. Now, I'm not saying, no, I'm not putting a bounty. No, what I'm telling my players, on defense, be prepared to stop the run on every play. I don't give a damn if the quarterback throws for 800 yards. He's not breaking that record. He's not breaking that record. And I'm going to tell you something. Once Philadelphia see how serious the Giants are on that, it's like, you know what? It ain't worth it us going into the playoffs and our lead back, who was our workhorse throughout the whole year, okay, going in banged up more than he needs to be. Yeah, but you're not breaking that record on, you're not breaking it on me. Nope, nope, nope. Hey, I will tell my defense, hey, I don't care if we got to get a whole bunch of, if we accumulate 200 yards in offsides penalties, okay? He's not breaking that record on us. That way the ball is advanced without him running the damn ball. But no, we're going to stack. You know how they say stack 8 in the box? No, we're stacking 11 in the box. 11 in the box. I don't give a damn about them passing the ball because we know their plan. Their plan is to try to get that Russian record for him. Okay, so it's like, we're not going. See, that's the thing with the Dallas game. Dallas had nothing to play for. Giants, listen. The Giants, and see, that's the thing. The Giants don't have to win this game. They benefit by losing the game because that increases their draft position. There's no lottery or anything like that, but we can still lose the game and stop his ass from getting that 108 yards that he needs to break that record. Because he's not breaking that record on us. He's not breaking it on us. Oh, now y'all care about the record when y'all facing us at the end of the season? When y'all been blowing out other teams and stuff and y'all had him sitting on the bench, you could have been broken the record, potentially. So, no, miss me with that. So I'm not having that. I might actually watch that game, right? Now Eric Dickerson's not hating. I saw Shady McCoy. Loves LaShawn McCoy, man. LaShawn McCoy was a bad boy, man. Bars. But it's not hating. I think it's hating when say whose record that Russian record belongs to? Eric Dickerson. So anybody saying Eric Dickerson should be okay with it, you're the one that's hating. That's his record. He owns that. That's not your record. That's Eric Dickerson's baby. That's not your baby. So you can't tell somebody what to do with their baby. All right, unless that person is abusing the baby, but he's not abusing anything. Here's what you got to understand. Al Bundy, Polk High, walks around 4 touchdowns in one game. And he's a shoe salesman. That's what we know about Al Bundy. 4 touchdowns one game, shoe salesman. 4 touchdowns one game at Polk High. You think Al Bundy wants somebody to break his record and score 5 touchdowns as the running back for Polk High? No. Because that minimizes, when he says, I scored 4 touchdowns in one game. Oh, well, at Polk High, well, I scored 5. They'll be like, oh, buddy over there scored 5. It's like, that minimizes the impact of that. Eric Dickerson, 40, 50 years? Hey, leading rusher. All-time leading rusher in yards. Now, the thing about it, though, is hating when... Now, I can't say Eric Dickerson is hating unless Eric Dickerson goes out there and he creates a way to stop Saquon Barkley from breaking the record. Eric Dickerson has done none of that. He hasn't done any of that. So what are we talking about? That's not hating. That's disagreeing with those who want Saquon to break the record. But if it's your record, man, like, hey, man, like, you have the right to go against that. I support that. Now, anybody telling you you're hating just because you don't want anybody to break your record, well, no, they're hating you. They're hating you. That's what's going on right there. So, but that's his record, man. But the real hating is when you devise a plan and you're spending energy to stop somebody from achieving something. There's nothing that Eric Dickerson can do. I mean, it's totally out of his hands. But y'all ask the man the question, and he said, no, I don't want him to break my record. That's my record. That's his record. You get more money when you're making public appearances, when you say, Eric Dickerson, all-time leading rusher in yards, running back, compared to Eric Dickerson, second all-time leading rusher in yards. Now, you still going to get paid, but not as much. Because if you're not first, you're last. No, I'm just playing. But you're not going to pay first place the same amount you'll pay second place. You dig what I'm saying? So, because they can only be one. No, they can only be one all-time leading rusher in yards. And that's Eric Dickerson. So, hey, man, he doesn't have to support anybody breaking his record. I saw Robert Griffin III say, well, let me see, the quarterback for the Commanders broke his quarterback rushing yards or rookie passing yards for the team. Well, excuse me, Robert Griffin III, that record is very important, and I'm pretty sure it means a lot to you, but that's not on the same level as being the all-time leading rusher in NFL history. It's not on the same level. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's important, but it's not on the same level. But let's say if it was on the same level, just because you are okay with it, and I'm not going to hate that you feel that way about your own record, because that's your baby. That's your record. So you can't get mad at Eric Dickerson for feeling the opposite. That's all I'm saying. I could be right, I could be wrong, and I'm mostly wrong most of the times. And I actually contemplated of thinking about calling this podcast instead of Student of the Game podcast to I'm Mostly Wrong podcast, because I am. Ask my wife, like, she knows mostly I'm wrong. That's why whenever I'm right, whenever we have our debates, me and my wife, I'm celebrating it. I'm celebrating it, man. But I'm seriously thinking about doing what the late President Jimmy Carter, God rest his soul, he passed. I saw a meme where it said that, I'm not sure if this is true or not. He said that whenever him and his wife get into an argument, whenever he loses, he'll go run 5 miles for every argument he loses to his wife. And he says that that's what kept him in shape in life. And what kept his wife in shape was the fact that she would follow him around for those 5 miles to make sure he would run her. Isn't that something? So I lose a lot of battles. So, I mean, I'm probably going to get real ripped if I start running 2 miles every time my wife is right in an argument. So I'm going to start doing it. Hell, I'm baby steps. I'm going to start running 1 mile. Yeah. So, whew, man. Yeah, that's a lot of miles. I'll probably accumulate about a couple thousand miles throughout the year if I do that. But anyways, hey, you like sports, you like movies, that means you like me. Hit that like and subscribe button, Student of the Game podcast, or the future I'm Mostly Wrong About Everything podcast. Peace out.